4 sets of red glittered in the darkness. Remy slowly brought the sword around in an arc above her head. 4, you copy? A voice answered from the tiny earpiece. Copy that. We need one, Rem. Think you can handle that? Her neck popped as she rolled her head, first to the left and then to the right. Pushing her shoulders back, she released the last bit of pent-up tension in her muscles. The only sound breaching the unnatural silence filling the dark city streets was the rasp of her leather jumpsuit as she repositioned her body. Knees slightly bent and sword ready, her eyes remained focused on the approaching men. Again? Sorry, boss says we need more intel. Just freaking wonderful. A dark parking lot wasn't the best place to fight demons. Too many vehicles to hide behind. Her head jerked to the left as one blurred and separated from the others, his movement so fast she nearly missed it. Think I found the leader. He might take off before I can kill the other 3. Copy that. Do what you can. Go for Kangaroo Alpha. A faint smile appeared on her lips. Her father had the weirdest sense of humor. Kangaroo Alpha stood for kick-ass. Even when the odds were against them, he made jokes. The light above her flickered. Although she preferred to fight in the dark, that one light would allow her to see the faces of her attackers. She remained adamant about seeing faces. If she ended up killing a friend or relative, she wanted to know. That was just one more grudge she could hold against them, and she craved the hate. Hate added to strength, and she'd need it. The 3 in front crouched and waited. Whispers began echoing in her mind. Come with us, Remy. You will be happy with us. The Master can give you everything you've ever dreamed of. It was always the same line of bullshit with them. She swallowed the knot of nausea forming in her stomach, reached down, and pushed a button on her iPod. Rock music exploded in her ears, deafening the whispers. Knowing there was no hope of enticing her now, the 3 advanced. She smiled. She was in the zone. The rock beat raged on. Waiting. Just about... Now, Remy leapt into action. Her body spun in the air as she completed the roundhouse, making contact with the head in front of her. Feet hit the ground and she repeated the process in the other direction. 2 flew several feet back on impact. Bringing her sword around with her, she cleanly sliced through the remaining abomination's stomach. Its body shimmered before a dark mass of protoplasm erupted from its eyes, nose, and mouth. Vomiting out and upward, it raced into the sky. The demon spawn drew back into the darkness. A flash and puff of smoke was the only indication that a gun had been fired. Remy's body kicked into overdrive. The distinct tink of deflection filled the night as her sword moved so fast it became a blur. Small flashes of light appeared as the projectiles hit and bounced off the metal blade. Face set, her blue eyes sparkled in the night. The demons glanced at each other and separated. Remy leapt to the roof of the car behind her, watching as they circled around. She glanced over her shoulder to confirm the leader's position. Motionless, his red eyes flickered like miniature rubies in the night. Under her feet, she felt the car shudder before it began to bounce wildly. She jumped from the roof and somersaulted through the air, keeping her arms extended. The car turned on its side and flew behind her, crashing into the building on the far side of the lot. Flames erupted from the engine. As her feet hit the ground, they closed in. The tallest slid behind her and grabbed at her head. Unable to grasp her short hair, the motion threw him off balance. He stumbled and attempted to regain his footing, while the other launched himself at her legs. She threw her elbow back, simultaneously bringing her knee up to meet with the other man's face before his arms could wrap around her legs. Pain and a dull thud told her she'd made contact with the man behind her. The demon in front lay stunned on the ground. Blood gushed from its mouth and broken nose. Thrusting her sword through his midsection, she forced the blade up and to the side.